I'm Tristan Reyes, and this is Gaming Instincts TV. Wolfenstein has always been a series where players can become the ultimate supersoldier and defeat high-tech futuristic Nazis. Well, this game is definitely no different, except with the fact that you're playing as the two daughters of BJ Blazkowicz. Well, with all the new features that Youngblood adds, along with a full co-op campaign, does everything hold up in this short new spin-off? We at Gaming Instincts will tell you what we think. The game takes place around 19 years after the events of Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. America is mostly free of Nazi control, and BJ Blazkowicz and his family are living out in Texas with his wife and two twin daughters, Jess and Soph. Well, after BJ goes missing for unknown reasons, the twins and their friend Abby find clues linking them to the Nazi-occupied Paris. Confident that their father has to be there, the sisters arrive and decide to help the French resistance in order to find him. This is basically 9% of the story, as the whole game takes place in Paris that's split around 4 districts. Playing as either Jess or Soph, you basically go through these districts to fight against any Nazi reinforcements you find. Your main goal through the game is to take control of the 3 brother towers split across the 3 main districts, and by doing so, you'll have access to a last area, which will hopefully lead the sisters to their father. As for the twins themselves, they're cute, dorky, and have a great relationship. Throughout the game, you can hear them interact and talk to each other just like any caring sibling would, except with a little Nazi-killing kick to them. I can't say the same for the rest of the cast, however, as Abby is mostly just someone who gives girls information through the radio, and the Resistance members aren't too interesting themselves. The game itself looks absolutely gorgeous. From the nice and popping streets of New Berlin to the little Nazi bits that are being blown off, Youngblood keeps the highly stylized look and feel that it had in the previous games. There's a wide range of level of detail that's within these levels, whether you're visiting an abandoned resistance stronghold filled with the previous owner's belongings and hobbies, or entering a Nazi bunker, you'll always find some small, entertaining details that will bring a smile to your face. These can include some overly neon Nazi arcade machines in a Zeppelin, or the fact that you collect some cassette tapes of some 80s German hits throughout your adventure. It's just something that you can appreciate from the aesthetic. Additionally, all the characters look really good in the cutscenes that are shown in the game, and the level of expression you see from them paired with their voice acting portray a lot for the characters. You compare the 80s aesthetic with some of the cassette tapes that you collect, and you've got yourself an alternate universe Paris where German pop electronic music took over. That's right, even the music in-game has taken a serious electronic 80s turn, even if it's just ambient background music. The music can even be found in more unlikely places, like in the enemy living quarters from a boombox. I can't say the same to the fighting soundtrack, as it's a bit absent and at the very least forgettable. Other than the music, the voice acting of the characters are pretty impressive, especially the French from the Resistance members. They sound very fluent and very authentic. The same can go for the Germans spoken from the Nazis in-game. They just sound so good. Hell, it's even interesting when you're not fighting them and are just eavesdropping in on their conversations. So, the game's good, has a great setting, and the music's nice, albeit rare to hear in the game. So how does the game play overall? Well, to start off, the twins themselves are a blast to play. You basically run, jump, and shoot almost like you would as BJ back in the previous game. Unfortunately, you can only dual wield the pistol type weapons. While that's not all bad on its own, the game's own co-op and RPG mechanics seem to slow down the shooting quite a bit. While the co-op mechanics themselves aren't bad and don't hinder the gameplay as much as I thought it would. Your sister is played by either another player or an AI, and this can lead to some amazing carnage when you and your buddy fight. Without a buddy, you have an AI that kills Nazis pretty well, but don't expect them to revive you all the time. Aside from marking enemies to take priority on, reviving each other, and cooperatively opening doors, you can emote each other giving the sisters a boost, such as refilling armor on the fly, or being invincible for a few moments. The enemies themselves are leveled, which can slow you down quite a bit. Enemies tend to level along with you unless you're at a brother tower, in which case it will continue to be that strong until you catch up. Otherwise, enemies will always become stronger no matter where you're at. That's not the biggest problem, as the enemies this time around have a different gimmick. Some enemies will have different armor types, meaning that you need to match your weapons with the enemy's armor types. This can be pretty annoying when I'm trying to use my favorite weapon to take down my enemies, and then a couple of heavy armored Nazis require me to switch to my assault rifle. Forcing me to switch weapons just doesn't feel good at all. Not only that, the enemies seem to spawn randomly around you when you're not looking. 1 second, you think you clear an area, and then the next thing you know, you're getting flanked out of nowhere where you think you just killed everyone. This can cause problems, as dying 3 times in a row due to randomly spawned enemies is barely fun. The spawning can go the same for sneaking around. It's just that the levels don't look like they're designed for stealth as the previous games. Also, the side missions are less than stellar once you find that most of them involve going back and forth between the regions of Paris, and most of the time you'll go back to places that you've already been to and seen. The missions then just seem a bit too repetitive for a supposedly open world Paris. As said before, you can get cosmetics and emotes for you and your sister. While you can pay with silver for everything, which is given to you very liberally throughout the world, you can also pay using gold bought through the store. While these cosmetics are purely cosmetic, aside from the emotes, if you were to play the game for a few days, you would always have enough silver to buy these things. It just felt like an unnecessary addition to the already short game to just have microtransactions. While I do believe that the game has everything, including the graphics, gunplay, and setting to make it a great Wolfenstein game, the odd additions to RPG elements and microtransactions would seem to mix everything up. Of course, the randomness of the enemies and leveling can get in the way of doing whatever you want. These challenges just become less of an issue the higher level you are. Well, it's because of this that I give this game a 6.5. It's an above average Wolfenstein game that falls short of what its predecessors did in the past. If you want to play a short adventure featuring the daughters of BJ Blazkowicz, then this game's for you. If you're expecting a full Wolfenstein experience that lasts more than a couple of days, then you might have better luck elsewhere. This has been Gaming Instincts, and I'll see you soon. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a like, subscribe if you want, and make sure to check out our website over at gaminginstincts.com for more gaming content from an unbiased perspective.